Well, moving away from that, major streets and intersections in the once garden city of Kumasi have been taken over by stray animals, especially cattle. The age-old phenomenon appears to have worsened due perhaps to high demand for livestock for Christmas festivities. Besides the public nuisance and danger, sanitation is a major worry as animals leave their droppings along the streets with little or no action by authorities. The story, however, is different in the eastern region town of Banka, where community leaders generate income from stray animals for communal benefit. Lava FM's Anaya Ojima traveled to the community and puts the spotlight on the innovation in the following report.
On the Asokwa-Alonga Junction Highway in Kumasi, about 15 cattle attempt to cross the road. They obstruct traffic flow, even though the lights show green, signaling vehicles to move. Evangelist Alex is resident of Kasi, one of the areas with high incidence of stray cattle.
Free ahojo edeba Kasi.
I was moving from Ahojo to Kasi with my children. From nowhere, a cattle ran into the middle of the road. Fortunately, I spotted it early, so I applied the brake. It was very close.
Stray animal phenomenon is unrestricted to these two places. Top High, near KNUST Junction, on the main Kumasi-Accra road, has its own issues with cattle. On one side of the road, cattle graze here without supervision, causing obstruction and other forms of nuisance to road users. Dealing with stray animals is a responsibility of city authorities, whose repeated warning to animal owners have always fallen on deaf ears. Here is Environmental Health Officer at Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Isaac Basanin, on challenges to enforcement of the law.
The only thing, as I told you, is the people that are going to arrest, who are the cowboys. This is our problem. We hope we are going to sit down with them again. They were trying to charge about 100 cedis per arrest, and of which I would think is too high. And we are saying at least they can charge about 50 Ghana cedis per animal. We will do that. So that is the only problem. I hope after Christmas we are going to commence the exercise. We have finished with every arrangement. Those who are going to keep watch the animal when they are in the pond, and then those who are going to arrest them, and then the vehicle that we are going to use in arresting them. We have finished the necessary arrangement.
At Banka, a farming community in the eastern region, similar situation prevails, mainly with goats and sheep. Farm produce, as well as backyard gardens, are constantly under siege, leaving crops completely destroyed and farmers in huge losses. Cocoa farmer Kwame Ankuma is a victim of such destruction when animals ate cocoa beans he was drying. He also lost crops, which saw him record very low yield. He explains how the situation affected his family.
I don't have livestock. I rely solely on crop farming. If you keep livestock and you allow them to destroy my farm, it means you are denying my children education.
In the center of the community is what one may call a special prison, as old as the community itself, for stray animals. All stray animals captured under any circumstance are kept here until their owners show up to claim them. 3 weeks ago, Kwame Ankuma arrested a goat which had destroyed his crops in his garden. Trader and livestock keeper Yadida claimed ownership of the captive animal. She says, "I don't know how it got away to destroy a farm. It was arrested and I had to pay 50 cedis for it." 20 cedis of the amount went to Kwame Ankuma as compensation and the rest into community coffers for development. This experience compelled her to restrict movement of her animals under strict supervision of her daughter as shepherd. For fear of such fine, other livestock keepers here closely monitor them to ensure they never stray into people's farms. Despite the measure introduced over the years to check stray animals, they remain a concern, as happens in cities like Kumasi and Accra. Here is Banka Dikro, Nana Kwame Sapon Kumankuma.
It is about time we strengthen the law. We will have to ensure all livestock keepers have pens.
An empty prison, that's how I'll describe it. It's because of Christmas, and every keeper of livestock here is keeping an eye on his or her livestock. This is when they get to cash in on the animals they've been keeping for over a year now. But be rest assured that when Christmas is over, these animals will find themselves back on the streets, and whoever goes contrary to laws here will find itself in this prison. For JoyNews, Nana Ojima reporting.